In the Naruto verse, we have seen many characters who are capable of absorbing or neutralizing ninjutsu. Some fans think that it is an overpowered ability and makes ninjutsu irrelevant. Others will point out that when the time comes, the character's absorption abilities are countered or nullified. We have seen that the Rinnegan can't swallow wood dragons. Wood style can't smother a Rasengan. And even Karma strains against Sage Mode. Why do the strongest chakra absorbers fail exactly when they should dominate? Because chakra isn't one energy. It's a spectrum. It is a field of frequencies, each with its own signature. And an absorber tuned for one band collapses the moment it touches another. Hashirama didn't overpower the Nine Tails. He silenced it, broadcasting the exact inverse frequency to neutralize Bijū's chaotic frequency at the source. Welcome to Shinobi Anatomy, where we decode the physics behind the fiction. Chakra isn't a glowing aura or a vague, mystical force. It's a waveform born when the body's physical energy collides with the mind's spiritual imprint. 10,000 cells pushing upward, 10,000 memories pushing back, and the clash becomes a signal. But not all chakra waves behave the same. Bijū chakra erupts in chaotic, high-amplitude spikes, raw seismic force. Ninjutsu flows in structured, disciplined patterns. Senjutsu resonates with nature itself, forming harmonics no human can generate alone. Bloodlines imprint their own frequencies. And Ōtsutsuki chakra, that's something else entirely. A waveform so pure and alien that humans can only imitate its surface. Absorption isn't theft. It's physics. Every absorber generates an inverse frequency, a counter wave designed to cancel its target through destructive interference. Perfect match? Total erasure. Wrong match? The wave doesn't cancel. It detonates. This is why absorption fails. Madara's Rinnegan couldn't neutralize Hashirama's Senjutsu frequency. Yamato's cloned wood style couldn't match true Bijū Chaos. Every failure follows the same rule. Wrong frequency, wrong outcome. Now let's meet the specialists, the absorbers tuned to hunt specific bands of the chakra spectrum. If chakra travels on frequencies, then absorbers are the predators tuned to specific bands of that spectrum, each one built for a purpose and helpless outside its lane. Let's meet the specialists. Bijū chakra is chaos, seismic density spikes made of chakra. Hashirama's wood style generates the perfect inverse wave. Not close, not approximate, perfect. Asura lineage tuning gives him the exact counter frequency to silence a tailed beast at the source. The proof is overwhelming. At the Valley of the End, Hashirama didn't just restrain the Nine Tails, he tamed all 9 Bijū at once. His wood dragon devoured Madara's perfect Susanoo and Kyuubi chakra together. No other absorber in the series comes close. Hashirama possessed a highly sophisticated form of frequency adaptation. Hashirama's wood style is described as having surgical precision and perfect inverse tuning due to his status as an Asura reincarnation. The ability to devour both at once implies the wood dragon acts as a multi-band absorber. Because Hashirama uses Sage Mode to power these constructs, he is likely using Senjutsu Harmonics to broaden the cancellation field, allowing the wood dragon to generate inverse waves for both the Bijū Chaos and the ninjutsu flow bands simultaneously. This is why Hashirama succeeds where Yamato fails. Yamato struggles to tune his imperfect blue inverse to even a single Kyuubi fragment. Against Sora's Kyuubi fragment, his suppression breaks. Against Naruto's Three Tails, the frequency mismatch widens. Yamato needs Tsunade's crystal has to finish the job. Close, but not perfect. Hashirama's tuning was unique. His frequency supremacy allows him to lock onto and silence multiple distinct frequency signatures at the same time. Hashirama nullified Madara's absorption outright. He states, "Your absorption is nullified." He wasn't boasting. He was describing a frequency mismatch. Hashirama is the Bijū frequency apex. Think of it as noise-canceling headphones built specifically for Kyuubi roars. Ninjutsu travels on structured, predictable frequencies, chakra on rails. The Rinnegan's Preta Path is tuned for that band. It creates a resonance pull, a line of sight vacuum that devours any ninjutsu waveform it can lock onto. elemental chakra, fire, wind, lightning, even black flames. If it's ninjutsu, Preta Path can erase it. But the moment Preta touches the wrong band, the system collapses. Physical constructs bypass it completely. The frequency is too dense to cancel. Senjutsu overloads it. Nature energy resonates on a harmonic the Rinnegan can't stabilize. It's a vacuum cleaner for chakra projectiles, but it chokes the moment you feed it solid wood. Ōtsutsuki chakra operates on a higher harmonic, pure power conversion. What makes the Ōtsutsuki karma universal is not just a broader range of cancellation, but its fundamental nature as a harmonic converter rather than a simple suppressor. Other absorbers, like Hashirama's wood style, function by generating a precise inverse frequency to silence, or flatline, a target's chakra. Their goal is to neutralize the waveform so the opponent can no longer use it. The karma acts as a universal harmonic converter. Instead of trying to find a specific inverse wave for every unique frequency, it pulls the incoming waveform, regardless of its signature, into an Ōtsutsuki-coded conversion engine. While specialized human absorbers use chakra to feed their own techniques, or simply to nullify an enemy, the karma treats all absorbed chakra as raw power and genetic data. It doesn't just silence the noise, it harvests the energy to fuel the Ōtsutsuki's evolution. This is why it acts as a universal power adapter. Because it is designed to fuel an Ōtsutsuki, it is built to handle the pure power band of the spectrum, allowing it to swallow almost any input and output a massive power boost for the user. In short, other absorbers are tuning forks designed to silence a specific song. The karma is a power plant that doesn't care about the song, it just wants the electricity. The results speak for themselves. Momoshiki turns Rasengan's into fuel. Borishiki drains Sage Mode Naruto. Ōtsutsuki evolve from what they absorb, literally rewriting themselves with each waveform they consume. But even karma has limits. Extreme Senjutsu density strains the converter. Bijū Chaos sits outside its optimal band. Universal, but not infinite. It's a universal power adapter, but even universal adapters spark when you overload the circuit. Some absorbers don't fit the main spectrum at all. Samahita drains chakra like a living parasite. Phantom dragons extract Bijū chakra in mass. Ishiki bypasses energy entirely, shrinking matter into another dimension. Each absorber occupies a niche. Cross the bands, and the system breaks. Frequency mismatch doesn't just fail, it detonates. There is no universal absorber. Chakra's diversity forces specialization. Every absorber is a predator built for one prey, and one prey only. Now let's test the model through failure. Frequency theory predicts failure, so let's test it. Watch what happens when absorbers step outside their band. Madara's Preta Path versus Hashirama's Sage Wood Dragon. Senjutsu overloads the Rinnegan's resonance. The absorber collapses under a frequency it was never built to cancel. Madara's failure here isn't about a lack of power, it's about a phase shift mismatch. Even though Madara has Hashirama Cells, he is using them to power a different piece of hardware, the Preta Path, Rinnegan. The Preta Path is a universal vacuum for standard ninjutsu, structured energy. However, it struggles with the dense physical frequency of wood style. Madara is using Hashirama Cells as a passive battery to maintain his Rinnegan. He is essentially running a Hashirama emulator. When Hashirama enters Sage Mode, he isn't just using wood style, he is broadcasting on a natural energy harmonic. This adds a layer of biological noise to the frequency that the Preta Path isn't programmed to cancel. During the Sora arc, Yamato's clone wood style couldn't withstand Sora's QB fragment or Naruto's QB transformation. His inverse wave is close, but not precise enough. The cancellation only reaches a partial flatline. He needs Tsunade's crystal to stabilize the signal, a kind of frequency amplifier and filter that his own chakra simply can't generate. Hashirama silenced that same chaos with nothing but his own tuning. The Rinnegan's absorption can't handle physical chakra constructs. Preta Path is tuned for unbound energy flow, the free-moving ninjutsu projectiles it can resonate with and pull apart. But wood style binds chakra into a solid harmonic state, a frequency the Rinnegan can't lock onto. No resonance means no cancellation. The technique simply bypasses the absorber entirely. Karma has a difficult time absorbing heavy senjutsu. Even Ōtsutsuki converters distort under nature energy density. The harmonic clash is too complex to stabilize. Wrong frequency doesn't just fail, it backfires. Nature energy mutates the Rinnegan into toads. Senjutsu drowns Preta Path. Even karma sparks under harmonic pressure. Chakra frequencies fight back. Universal absorbers are impossible. Chakra's diversity demands specialization and punishes anything that overreaches. Now that we've seen the failures, let's study the one shinobi who mastered his band perfectly. Hashirama, the Bijū-whisperer. Same wood style, two different outcomes. Yamato, the engineered clone, versus Hashirama, the perfect Asura reincarnation. Against Sora's QB fragment, Yamato's wood style fractures. His inverse wave is close, but not precise enough to contain Bijū density. He needs Tsunade's crystal to stabilize what Hashirama suppressed with a gesture. Even in training, Yamato hits a hard ceiling. At 3 tails, suppression strains. At 4, it cracks. Clone wood style was close, but never perfect. Hashirama is the opposite story. At the Valley of the End, he tames all 9 Bijū at once. His Sage Mode Wood Dragon doesn't just restrain, it nullifies Madara's Rinnegan absorption itself. This isn't strength, it's perfect frequency alignment. Why the gap? Because Hashirama's chakra is tuned at the exact Bijū frequency. Asura's reincarnation gives him the genetic precision to generate a flawless inverse wave, no distortion, no drift. Hashirama didn't overpower Bijū Chaos. He silenced it at the source. Noise-canceling headphones dialed to perfection. This frequency war didn't begin with Hashirama. It's the story we've been tracing across every Shinobi Anatomy breakdown, an evolutionary arms race written in chakra. Dojutsu evolved to read frequencies. Izanagi weaponized them, rewriting reality by overloading the signal. Wood style became humanity's countermeasure to Bijū Chaos. And now, Jura's god trees have taken the next step. They're not just consuming people, they're scanning and mirroring our bloodline frequencies. The Ōtsutsuki weren't just eating chakra, they were collecting our frequency signatures. Now, their god trees have learned the human code. Chakra warfare is frequency evolution. Humanity reverse-engineered Ōtsutsuki absorption to survive the Bijū era, and now the Ōtsutsuki hunt our frequencies in return. The question isn't who wins, it's who masters the next band. To understand the true peak of frequency mastery, we have to look at the Fourth Shinobi World War and the man who turned a graveyard into a laboratory, Madara Uchiha. When Madara summoned the Gedomazo to recapture the tailed beast, he wasn't just using a summoning jutsu, he was deploying the ultimate piece of Bijū Chaos hardware. As the husk of the 10 tails, the statue is the original broadcaster. It doesn't need to find the tailed beast's frequencies, because it is the frequency they were split from. But the statue is a divine engine, and a standard human soul is an unauthorized user. This is where the compatibility patch comes in. By grafting Hashirama cells into his own body, Madara didn't just get a healing factor, he acquired the administrative rights to the chakra spectrum. The Hashirama cells provided the Senjutsu Harmonics, the noise-canceling frequency needed to bridge the gap between Uchiha biology and the 10 tails signal. This allowed Madara to manifest the Gedo chains with surgical precision. While other sealers struggled to catch a single beast, Madara used these chains to physically drag the entire spectrum of Bijū Chaos back into the husk. He didn't just overpower them. He used a biological patch to tune the most powerful hardware in existence to his own specific signature. It proves that in the Naruto-verse, raw power is secondary to frequency supremacy. If you have the right code, the gods themselves have to listen. Fans often claim wood style is simply stronger than other chakra types, or that it has a magical property that suppresses chakra just because it's Hashirama's. Wood style isn't magic, it's a physical medium. Most absorbers, like the Rinnegan's Preta Path, are tuned to energy state waveforms, ninjutsu. Wood style is unique because it is solid matter vibrating with a Senjutsu harmonic. The Rinnegan doesn't fail because wood style is stronger, but because the Rinnegan is like a digital antenna trying to catch a physical baseball. You can't absorb a physical cellular structure that is actively growing into you at a frequency your digital eyes can't decode. Many viewers believe that as long as a Rinnegan user is touching someone, they can absorb an infinite amount of chakra without consequence. This can be dismissed with resonance overload, the Preta Path failure. When Pain absorbed Naruto's sage chakra, he didn't fail because he ran out of room. He failed because he pulled in a natural energy frequency that his human integrated Rinnegan couldn't downsample fast enough. The Rinnegan isn't a bottomless pit. It's a processor. If you feed it a frequency that is too complex or too high amplitude, like Sage mode, the hardware desynchronizes, leading to biological mutation or system crashes, turning into stone. Since the karma can absorb almost any ninjutsu, fans often assume it is a perfect, universal version of the Rinnegan. We need to highlight the pure power versus structured code flaw. Karma is specialized in absorbing compressed information, ninjutsu energy. However, we see it struggle with techniques that are unstructured or purely physical, like Kashin Koji's real flames or Kawaki's physical weapons. Karma isn't a universal eraser. It's an Ōtsutsuki data port. If the attack doesn't have a digital chakra signature it can recognize and convert like natural elements or raw kinetic force, the karma is effectively useless. It misses the frequency, because the frequency isn't shinobi coded. The community often calls these plot holes, but in the lab we call them frequency rejection. Madara didn't lose because of plot armor. He lost because his hardware hit a signal it wasn't authorized to decode. Chakra isn't raw power. It's a battlefield of frequencies, where wood style silences Bijū Chaos, the Rinnegan vacuum-structured ninjutsu, and the Ōtsutsuki convert every waveform into fuel for their evolution. There is no universal absorber. Every technique is tuned for a single band and helpless outside it. The next era of chakra warfare belongs to whoever masters the rarest frequencies, Senjutsu Harmonics, bloodline resonances, and the waveforms we haven't discovered yet. Senjutsu, or Bijū, which frequency is the hardest to cancel? Drop your theory below. Shinobi Anatomy, decoding the physics behind the fiction. If you want more deep dive anatomy of chakra, bloodlines, and the physics behind the fiction, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me which frequency, clan, or technique you want decoded next. Your theories shape the next investigation.